First day with pads. We couldn't really we can't go full pads yet. This is typically when we go shells, we've got some thigh pads and hip pads and all that on, but today, per the rules, day 3 and 4, you can only wear helmets and shoulder pads. You can't have anything, so we stayed up all day, but it was good to get some pads on and got a little bit. I thought they really did a good job because we had to transition a little bit from the weather. We got sent in for about I don't know maybe 35 minutes or so. So we had to come all the way in and then go all the way back out. But they just kind of stayed focused and didn't get distracted. And it was a good practice. Good inside period today. And I continue to be impressed with them from an energy standpoint. Of course, it is just the third day. We still got a lot to do, but overall, a lot of installation. Today was not as crisp offensively as we've been the first 2 days. But again, it's the third day of heavy installation, and we just weren't quite as clean as we needed to be procedurally and execution-wise. So, but for a third day, I think that we've gotten a lot done. I really like our young guys. I mean, those guys are competing well up front, and hopefully that'll continue to be the case, because certainly we're going to need those guys to come through for us. Vic Beasley, Tavares Barnes are two of those guys that just caught my eye today. You probably heard me say many times we're going to really, the story of our team, in my opinion, is going to be this sophomore group. There's so many of them that are either starting or going to play really big roles for us. And, Tavares and Vic are two of those guys that can be very disruptive. Different skill sets, different kind of guys, but both have a chance to be very disruptive and help this football team. So it was good to see them today kind of show up. Again, still got a lot of work to do. Tomorrow will be a similar day as far as the type of practice. And then Wednesday will be the first time we can go live in full gear.
Is playing outside more natural for Tavares?
To be honest with you, long term he's probably going to be inside. That's probably where he's going to end up as he continues to play and develop and grow. I mean, he's just a sophomore. He's one of those guys that if he continues to work and commit himself. And he stays healthy, he's an ideal body to play on the next level. And he can run. He's probably, outside of Vic Beasley, he's probably the fastest D lineman we got. I mean, he can run, and he's powerful. He's got his body in good shape. He's trimmed down a little bit. He's about 267. But he's the only guy, that we have inside that can play outside. And so we're just, I've heard me say it many times, we're just incredibly thin at defensive end. I mean, we're trying to address that in this recruiting class, but that's just, we're just thin. And Tavares is the one guy that can do it, and I think he can do it well. And I think he could, play in and be very effective. But there's no doubt he can slide inside and be a dominant player as well because of his speed and athleticism and his just size. So, I think he's in the spot right now to give us a chance to win and help our team. Because again, we're just very thin depth-wise.
Like killing Dodd.
He's getting better. Dodd, very raw this spring. Not really engaged, not dialed in, and certainly did not even come close to getting the big picture. But he's the first 3 days. I'm proud of him because he just doesn't look big-eyed. I mean, you can tell he's worked his tail off this summer, and guys have gotten out there and they've done a good job with him. Our veteran guys, and he's still a long way away from being a great football player, but I think he's got a lot of talent. I think he's got a ton of upside. Got a great body. And he's one of those guys that I really think can develop into a very good player. But we're actually really encouraged with him for a guy that hadn't played college football yet. just see where he was from the, that's what you challenge him on. Hey, here, when you have your exit interviews, this is what we need you to do, and come back better than you were, April, whatever. And he did. He is better than he was in the spring. So that's very encouraging, because that's what you want to see. Looks good. He's a better athlete than you might think, and he's got decent strength for just getting here. And then obviously he's got great size. He's just got a lot to learn about the position and just football in general. Hadn't played a whole lot.
Is he on the end or tackle?
He's playing an end right now.
What about Brandon Ford? Your thoughts on him after 3 days of practice?
Steady Eddie, just solid. I think Brandon's going to have an outstanding year. He's physically the best he's been since he's gotten here. He's just kind of been one of those guys that's just steadily gotten better and better and better, and he's off to a really good start.
When you expect Martavis Bryant and Trump the first couple of days and grab the guys in your account this year?
Sharon's been awesome. I mean, just if there's a guy on our team on a mission, it's Sharon Pete. I mean, he's been that way since, and I don't know what clicked other than he got that first year behind him, and I've seen it a lot of times with guys, but he's just incredibly confident. Fastest guy on the team. I think he ran the fastest time this summer of anybody on the team, which was incredibly impressive, because we got some guys that can run. But he just is playing at a high level right now. So hopefully that'll continue. He's picked up where he was this spring, but even better. And Martavis is doing a good job. He's engaged, and we're cross training those guys. Both of them are learning our 9 and 5 positions. Because both of them will probably have to play those positions at some point. We're even training Sharon up a little bit of our 2-man, but he's doing a good job, and so is Martavis. Both of them just loads of talent, of talent. So just keep coaching them every day and bring them along.
Do you remember what time he ran?
Who's that?
Peak.
He was like a 4.2 something, and the next fastest guy was Sammy, and I think it was Martin Jenkins or Martavis right there. I think Martin Jenkins was. I mean, they're just fast guys. We got some guys that can flat out run. In the secondary, at running back, Ellington, he looks great. I mean, it's the best I've seen him in 2 years. Strong, fast, fluid. We've kind of asked all of them to just, we brought a guy in to speak the other day that was great. He did a fantastic job. Read a couple of this guy's books, and he came in and spoke to the team, and he challenged them all, which was good to have one word. How you got to have a vision, and everybody's vision is different from a personal standpoint on what they need to do each year, and it's interesting to walk around, and I'll walk around from time to time. I hadn't got through the whole team, but I want to know, hey, what's your word? What's your one word? And you hear everything from faith to responsible to drive to toughness to perseverance. I mean, everybody's got a word, and Andre Ellington's word was relentless. I love it. And that's what he looks like. He's got the eye of the tiger, and just praying the good Lord will keep him healthy, because I think he's in for a special year if we can keep him in between the lines.
Any significant injuries?
No. We got a couple guys. When you put the pads on that first day, you start banging and clanging a little bit. You get. I think Martin Jenkins got a little hip flexor, but it didn't look anything serious. And I think Grady during the inside period kind of strained his growing just a little bit, but nothing serious at all. Nobody. Justin Parker's the only one that's out right now. We're trying to get back out there. He can't go yet.
Can you say when you expect to get Shaq and JJ cleared?
Well, I don't think I can. I don't know if I can talk about details or not. But all I can say is that I'm hopeful that it'll get resolved sometime this week. That's what I'm hopeful. And look, both of them I think have done everything that's been required of them. It's just a matter of the process. that you have. It's not Clemson. It's just that there's a process that you got to go through from a clearinghouse standpoint, and that's kind of where we are with those guys. But hopefully we'll get them out here sooner than later. We need to get to work with them.
How many touches per game do you envision Humphreys getting this year?
Humphreys, as many as come his way.